Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy Vito here, back on the Mad 16. Today, I'm bringing you guys the final set of plays, the final two videos of the Gun Trips tight end. I feel like there's definitely some more potential in this, but maybe it'll come in a future update for the ebook. But these are going to be the running plays. So if you guys are interested in the read options and the inverted veer and all that, and that's going to come in a video later today. Today we're just going to, well, for now, we're just going to focus on running the ball with the running back, okay? So we're going to be breaking down the running back plays, and then we're going to go into the plays with where you run with your quarterback and the read options and all that, because this is an amazing formation for running the ball with your quarterback and all that. But this is just a video for if you're not running the ball with your quarterback. Okay, so starting off, we're going to come out with a 45 quick base, and we're going to pick a random play. If you're going to run the ball, if you're like coming out in a spot where you definitely want to run the ball, always come out in this play first, because the audible play is the counter. Okay, the counter is definitely effective, but we'll get into that in a little bit. We'll talk about that. The quick base is really only effective if you have a running back who's decently fast, because it's a pulling run. You're going to see that the right guard is pulling to the left to seal the edge for you. The only problem is with the Carolina Panthers, my running back is very slow. In fact, I'm actually going to pause it. I'm gonna call timeout and put in the quickest running back that they have, just to make this look a little bit better, because this running play is very effective. The only problem is there isn't a fast running back on this team. I think the guy I'm using right now has 89 speed compared to Jonathan Stewart's 85. Okay, this is a little bit better. You see, I'm going to be able to hit the edge a little bit more. Actually, I think there's someone even quicker. A little white guy is the quickest guy on this team. But see, right there, if we had someone way quicker, we'd be able to burst right through that hole and just outrun everyone. But I promise you guys, this is probably the best running play in this formation. Right there, we're going to get a nice juke to the inside and get down to the 20-yard line. Well, this is a very, very effective running play. This is probably my favorite running play out of this formation. Just unfortunately, it's for more of a speed back, and there definitely is not a speed back on the Carolina Panthers. Unfortunately, like the quickest back they've ever had is probably D'Angelo Williams, like in the past few years. Unfortunately, in this game at least, I think this guy is actually the quick. Or no, it's this guy, Brandon Wigger. This is the quickest guy on the team. Okay, now let's do quick base and let's see if there's anybody. Yeah, there's a little white guy. So this guy's actually decently quick, so we might actually be able to hit the edge a little bit better with this play. So let's just run it a few more times. This is definitely probably a time where I would have audible out of the run, because it's stacked to the left side, because this is it's a pooling run, so it's kind of like a toss. So this time we're probably actually going to have to cut up the middle. That's what we're going to do. We're going to cut up the middle, or we're going to be able to get a nice gain of about 10 yards. That's pretty much what it's going to look like. If you could shoot the hole, shoot the hole. This is a pretty good run play for a goal line too. You're almost always guaranteed about 2 or 3 yards, because the play for this is generally like a toss. They seal the edge and you run. If you got a quick running back, it's going to be money. But unfortunately, the quickest running back we have on this team is 89 speed into this guy right here. So that time we're going to be able to seal our blocks and run down the edge. But for the millionth time, this is probably the best running play out of this formation. Under normal circumstances, of course. There are circumstances where other ones are better. But for this one, yeah, definitely this is going to be the best. Now let's go and go into the counter. The counter is the audible to play, so if you hit X and then Y, you're going to audible to the counter. Counter is definitely an effective play. It got nerfed a lot, so it's not really as good, because last year the counter was absolutely ridiculous in Madden 15. But this year it's still definitely relevant. The only problem is it's not as relevant if you're running against someone who's base aligning their team. But a lot of people don't base align this year. A lot of people are coming out in man-pressed coverage, and that's definitely something you can use to your advantage, because man-press coverage against this play you will absolutely kill it, because there's no man lined up over there. All you have is the tight end. And if one person is manned up against the tight end, ran quick base a few times, got a few yards. But if there's only one person manned up against that tight end, then whenever they man align, it's going to be wide open over there, which is probably the reason why which is good, because you could audible to this play. So you can come out in quick base, and if you realize that they're man aligning and not base aligning, then you could audible to the counter, which is good. You could audible to the counter and really throw them off. But the counter is also more of a play for a speed running back. This is definitely like more of a formation for speed. There's really no room for power in this formation. There's literally no reason to have a power back. That time everyone seals their block. We have one person to beat, and we're using like a 70 overall running back, so we're not going to be able to juke him out of his shoes or anything because we don't really have the speed to get around him, and we don't really have any stats to be able to wow him and be able to get past him. But you guys are seeing, like, we're definitely able to hit the edge, just not as good as we should be able to. Like right here, that was a mana line, okay? So, and because it was a mana line, we're only going to have one person to beat, and we don't really have the speed, the agility, or the elusiveness, or anything to be able to get past that guy. See, here's another mana line that he's going to be able to pick up that block for us. We had to run all the way around, though, because everyone was so slow, as in he doesn't have the agility to cut up field. But in MUT, you don't really got to worry about that. All you got to do is pick up like a 70 overall Dree Archer, and you're going to be money. Right there, we get a nice pancake block, but we got nowhere to go. Guys got no agility. But like I said, all I got to do is pick up like a Jerick McKinnon, like a 75 overall gold, or even like the 70 Dree or the 64 Dree Archer that you get for free for doing like the second solo challenge of the Journey 1. So definitely this is more of a speed running back thing, and I was an idiot and didn't pick a team with a speed running back because I'm an idiot. So let's come out in the next play, the next running play in the gun trips tight end for just the running back, and it's probably going to be the halfback draw. Halfback draw is also pretty situational in this game. I don't really like it in enemy formation, but you know, if you can get your blocks to hold, it's not like this is a bad running play. You see, that's probably the biggest run we've had so far in all the formation, in all the running plays in this formation. So it's not like it's a bad running play. It's just highly situational. People are blitzing a lot. You're pretty much screwed. But if people are coming out in a lot of coverage plays where they're only blitzing a few and they're pass committing, then this is going to be a good play to be able to eat them up. See right there, he's going to seal the edge for me, and I'm going to be able to run right through it, almost down to the 20-yard line. So this play, it's not like this is definitely a throwaway run play. It's still usable, just depending on how fast your running back is and how good all of your blockers are on the field. This definitely is not a play you want to run on goal line. Definitely not a goal line play you want to run, because this isn't the play you want to run if they're blitzing a lot of people. Because if they're blitzing a lot of people, you're going to get fucked, son. And that's pretty much it for the draw. I'm just going to run it one more time, see if I can break off a run, and I can't. I don't even have the elusiveness or anything to get through the hole. And I'm gonna blame that instead of my lack of stick skills right there. So let's go ahead and jump into the next play. And I'm going to include the screen as well, so let's just go ahead and hit up the screen this time. Because I usually include the screen as running plays anyways. So the bubble screen, I think, is useless in this game. But the wide receiver screen is definitely useful. We could definitely do some stuff with it. First, let's just put Ted Ginn where he should be in the screen. Put Calvin Benjamin over there to block. And boom, we got ourselves a wide receiver screen. Pick random play. Wide receiver screen is just like it was in the last formation we run this out of. You don't want to snap the ball and throw it right away. You want to wait a second for everyone to be able to pick up their block, and then you want to throw it. But it's still highly situational. This is really for if people are coming out in zone defense. But every play so far except for that one has been man coverage, and this is definitely not the best play to run in man coverage. This is pretty much a zone coverage only play. Because if you try running any screen in man coverage, really, you're pretty much screwed because there's a man for every person who's there. So that's going to leave one person unblocked, obviously, since we're counting the person who's in the screen as a man that's there. So that's going to leave one person unblocked to be able to tackle him. So unless you got really good blockers or a really fast receiver, you're probably going to be screwed. So this time we waited like a really long time on all the blocks held, and the guy who was supposed to be manned up with one of them ended up running down towards me, and it left him open. I'm not too sure if that happens all the time, but we're going to wait a long time for the blocks to be picked up. And I definitely wouldn't suggest waiting that long, because if you wait too long, they're going to shed their blocks, and then you're really going to be screwed. But you want to wait long enough for them to be able to pick up the blocks in front of them, which is good. So this is a really effective play against zone blitzes, especially like cover 3 blitzes where there's no flats. This play is going to absolutely kill. But that's really it for that play. So let's jump into probably the final play for this video, and then I'm going to record the read option scheme out of this formation for people who are using a speed quarterback. So let's go ahead and go down to the tight end screen. Tight end screen is definitely effective this year. It's not like it's horrible. I just don't run it myself as often because it takes a long time to develop. You guys are going to see it takes forever to develop, and you have to have a fast tight end, and it's horrible against man coverage. So that's pretty much the only problem with this play. We got a man coverage blitz that time, But Greg Olsen is so slow. We get the ball off to him, and he just didn't have enough time to go anywhere. So I would definitely suggest low bullet passing this because they just get a better rack animation. I low bullet passed at that time, but it didn't work, I guess. And Greg Olsen definitely is not the best option to run a screen with. That time it was like blowing up. I tried to throw it out of bounds, but it went straight to defensive back. So we're going to low pass it, and we didn't even have time to get the blockers there. So this really is only a play if you have a really good speed tight end, which I do not. I don't really have a speed anyone, and unfortunately it takes a very long time to develop. As you guys see, I got sacked 2 times in a row. But that doesn't mean that the play is completely useless. It's definitely still a good play. I'm just playing like an idiot. See, right there, we would be able to break off something good. But unfortunately, Greg Olsen has no speed. He's got like 70 speed or something like that. Like it's definitely not good. So that time we were able to pick up a block, but we're going to be able to get chased down from behind pretty much instantaneously. But I know I'm making this play look really bad, but I promise you guys it isn't like a completely shite play as long as you have like a really good tight end to run with. And, you know, unfortunately, we don't have a really good tight end to run with, so we're going to let our blocks develop and throw the ball. You definitely want to wait till last second. You want to throw it like right before you get sacked with a screen, pretty much. So you're just going to wait right before you get hit. You're throwing it that way. All the blocks have time to develop. But Greg Olsen has no speed, so he's not going to be able to get past the blocks before someone block sheds, okay? And no one even picked up a block there because this is practice mode, and the world hates practice mode. So if you guys liked this video, give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. It's going to be down in the description below, and as always,